Good morning, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walafatse from the Big R. As you know that we always talk sports. We try to give you as much as we can give you. As you know that sports is very entertaining, but at the same time it's business on its own in its own right. So it's not just sport, especially football. It's a big business. They talk about serious money and other people are making money out of that business. So tonight, myself, the Sobre Boys, I'm together with Last Born, Tshepang Kgole, Ntwentle is still in Cape Town. So let's hope that he will arrive safely. We expect him to land this morning from Cape Town. Tshepang, how are you? And good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Shabalala, and to our viewers out there. It's another great show this morning. So I hope everyone will enjoy our show and we'll do our best to deliver the great news and entertaining news as possible. So
You
thank
know,
you
one
very
of
much.
the things that I've picked up last born is
Yes,
we have a whole lot of people who are listening to the show, following the show, but they don't really comment. I've spoken to a number of people saying they are following, they feel that the show is very informative, and then they are really enjoying. Some people have been expressing that, if they've missed the games or they've missed the news, so they know that we'll keep them posted. So maybe there's something that we are doing right. I hope we'll continue to do it right. And then I'm gonna appeal to viewers out there: continue to subscribe, give us just comment and like. That will be very much helpful. And then ask your friends and colleagues and siblings or relatives to tune in, to join us. Tsepang, welcome to the show.
thank you very much, Mr. Shabalala.
Give us the news. We start with local as usual, and then I must also make the viewers aware that we have a bad weather, so they should not get shocked when this show is very short, because of connectivity. Tsepang, help us.
Okay, to start off, we had the NetBank Cup, which took place uh, on the 10th of March. Mamelodi Sundowns was playing against Polokwane City. Mamelodi Sundowns won that game by 4 goals to 0. Well, they actually killed off the game in the first half. All those 4 goals were scored in the first half, which is very good. Mamelodi Sundowns will be facing Orlando Pirates in the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. It's going to be a very interesting one. And then now moving on, we had our PSL Premier Soccer League game, our DSTV Premiership games. Also, we had Chipa United played against Amazulu. Amazulu won that game by 1 goal to 0. Coach Benny McCarthy is still unbeaten in the league since his arrival. So Amazulu are doing really good at this moment. And then Stellenbosch played against Baroka. Stellenbosch won that game by 3 goals to 1. We had TS Galaxy versus Black Leopards. TS Galaxy won that game by 3 goals to 1. TS Galaxy is really coming back. It's coming back under Owen Tagama. And then we had Golden Arrows versus Chakuma. Golden Arrows won that game by 2 goals to 1. And then Marisburg versus Kaiser Chiefs. The game was a 1-0 draw. And then moving on to our fixtures for this coming weekend, um, we've got a game of Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch will be playing against Supersport United on the 19th of March, actually. And then we've got Golden Arrows versus Cape Town City on the 20th of March. We've got Chipa United versus Morocco Swallows. And we've got Baroka FC versus Bloemfontein Celtic. we've got TS Galaxy versus Maritzburg United coming up, and then the big one. This is actually next week. It's not this coming weekend, but next week we've got Kaizer Chiefs versus Orlando Pirates. It's Orlando Derby. Soweto Derby. Kaizer Chiefs is playing that game home, so it's a home game for Kaizer Chiefs. It's another Soweto Derby, and then we've got Amazulu versus Chakuma, and we've got Mamelodi Sundowns versus Black Leopards. And yes, that's a wrap up for this coming month.
Next week, okay, sorry about that. Next week, we need to have Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates fans on our show so that we can start the debate. So if you are listening out there, just subscribe. After subscribing, please make sure that you connect with us. Drop us a message that you want to be part of the show. Then we'll make sure that you are part of the show. Those were the outcomes and the fixture. Now, we also spoke about the good news around CAF, and then that affects our own. Can you tell us the news?
Yes, Mr. Shabalala, very good for all South Africans out there. Our president, we'll call him our president because he's actually trending today. They're calling him our president. Our very own Dr. Patrice Motsepe is officially the CAF president. So those are very big news, not just for our country, but for the whole nation, actually. So yes, so that would be one of the biggest things that we should actually be proud of in our country as a whole. And he's actually listed as one of, I think, the first black billionaires to become a CAF president. It has never been done before, so that's actually a good thing. And he has mentioned a lot, and he has mentioned that he will be delivering a lot. He has mentioned a lot of things that he intends on doing within his role as the CAF president. So we look forward to all of those things and all of those commitments that he's willing to fulfill during his journey. So it's really interesting times ahead, and we actually look forward to his presidency and going forward, and football as a whole in Africa. We hope that football in Africa becomes restored, not just domestically, but internationally also. So it's a really proud moment for everyone.
I must say, I need to apologize to our viewers out there if they hear that funny sound. We are still working on it. It has to do with, one of Tshepang's instrument, which helps him to connect. But we are working on it and see how can we improve on that one, because I can hear that sound is still coming through and then very sharp. As much as we are talking football, I think we also have to sympathize with the student of vets that were protesting for, the issue of the fees. And then we also want to pass condolences to the guy who passed on at that unfortunate incident. Hopefully things will be handled better going forward. But nevertheless, as you have just said, Dr. Patrice Motsepe now is the CAF president. So we are hoping to see the best. And then we as South African will be behind him. And then we hope that he's not going to disappoint us. I wish Prof was here to celebrate this news with us. But one day we'll organize Prof again and then to give us the news around that. And then give us other results, and then so that we move.
Oh, okay. We had internationally, we had our Champions League football that took place this current week. We had a lot of upsets. Ronaldo fans and Lionel Messi's fans. It's a very hard time
Mm.
for everyone. Um, so on the 9th of March, Juventus played against FC Porto. Juventus won the game by 3 goals to 2, but FC Porto went through to the next round, to the quarterfinals, due to the aggregate score. So yes, Juventus is out. Cristiano Ronaldo once again is out of the competition within the last 16. And then Borussia Dortmund played against Sevilla. They played to a 2-all draw, but Borussia Dortmund went through an aggregate score. So Liverpool also on the 10th of March played against RB Leipzig. Liverpool won that game by 2 goals to 0. They went through by a 4-0 aggregate score. And then PSG played against FC Barcelona. The game was 1-1, but PSG won the tie with 5-2 on aggregate. So PSG went through. Barcelona is knocked out of the UEFA Champions League. So it's a very, very emotional time for all Barcelona fans and Juventus fans. Yes, yeah, once again, we won't see Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi going forward in the competition. So
You
by
know what?
next week,
While you're still
yes,
there, it's very interesting that I think it's a creation of the media. Whenever Cristiano Ronaldo is not performing, Messi will be dragged in. And I don't understand why. Somebody was saying, why do you compare the two? The two are incomparable. Messi is far ahead of Ronaldo. Now, here are the facts that people are not told. Ronaldo, ever since he has been in Italy for the past 3 years, he hasn't managed to help Juventus to win the Champions League. And remember, for them to bring Ronaldo, they wanted to win the Champions League to a point whereby they feel now that he is a burden. All right. They feel that he's a burden, so they want to offload him. All right. So there are talks that he may return to England for Man United. All right. And now I see, the English people are so desperate for Messi to go to England. I saw Joe Cole commenting, pleading, actually pleading that, what, Messi is the greatest footballer we've ever seen on this planet. So we wish that before he retires, let him come and play in the Barclays Premier League. So when we hear the noise that Messi is not doing well, it's just trying to divert the attention so that Messi can decide to leave, and I can still say it to you, Tshepang. I've been saying it. I've been saying it that Laporta is gonna win, and that was my wish that Laporte wins. And I've been saying, and I'm still saying that Messi is not gonna leave. For Messi, it's not about the money, it's about the project. And the president that he has, which is Laporta, Messi is, he will be assured. Laporta holds Messi in high self-esteem. So there are so many rumors, people are quoting those. The so-called reliable journalist in Spain, Messi is definitely going to leave. I can tell you, Messi is not going to leave. And you know what? They create nothing they create something out of nothing. Di Maria hugged Messi and then he whispered to Messi's ear after the game. So they wanted to insinuate that he was whispering that he must join PSG. Messi is an old man, a very clever guy. And these are countrymen, these are compatriots. So they play in the national squad and they are friends. So, of course, it was a natural reaction that, everybody loves Messi, to be honest. And they make something out of nothing. Mbappe requested the jersey of Pedri. Now, I saw the headline says Mbappe snapped Messi and then went for the youngster. And Pedri just said During the game, they talked, himself and Mbappe, that after the game, let's exchange shirts, all right? And then Pedri said, I requested Mbappe's shirt. But to say he's at Lionel Messi's level, it's a no-no. He still has a long, long, long way to go. And I can tell you, I watched the game. You know, those people who are critics of Messi, when they get frustrated, they'll compare him with anybody, you know, Mbappe and others, you know. And don't take it away from Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi and Ronaldo have been on top form for more than 15 years. So for Mbappe and Haaland, for them to be at that level, you know, we first have to see them being consistent for 5 years, at least 5 years, all right? Then we'll be saying something. And you saw this second game, Mbappe was not in the game. You know that boy Mengueza dealt with him, unfortunately got a cut, you know, and then I'll give you the statistics of Messi in that game during the Messi special. You know, they could have won. They could have buried that game had what is called Tembele buried 3 chances that he had. You see, Tembele, there's quite a lot that is missing, especially the details. Like judgment is very poor. Shooting, he's not relaxed when he shoots. He shoots like, you know, I don't know. I have a different feeling. Other people are saying we need to sell him next season. Some people are saying maybe we need to give him a chance. But how old is he now? He's old now, eh? And then, for me, Messi at that age was decisive. Neymar at that age was decisive. Ronaldo at that age was decisive. So what I like about him, he puts pressure on the opponent, especially when it comes to counter-attack. But I'm not sure, but Griezmann definitely must be sold. Look, Griezmann will be 30 this year. All right, next year is 31. So if you don't make money now, you'll never make money. And I don't see Griezmann coming back. Griezmann is struggling. I don't know where is the problem. I don't know where is the problem. He plays number 10, you don't see him. And then he goes up front. He's not Griezmann that he used to be at Athletic. You know, at Athletic, he was energetic. I don't see that Griezmann. You know, and I don't know. Roman Koeman, I don't know what is happening with him. For me, Braithwaite, that guy must go. Braithwaite must go. Trincao must go. Dembele, I'm not sure whether he should go or he should remain. I'm not sure. And then who else? Ntiti must go because we are getting Garcia. Ntiti must go. I'm not sure about Langley, whether should we keep him as a, you know, a sub. Yeah, I don't know, you know, and there are a whole lot of players that needs to leave there at Barcelona, and then so that we clear up, you know. There is a young man which I thought I've been waiting patiently that Koeman will introduce him, Conrad. He never played him. At the past 3 games, he didn't take him with him, but last week during the PSG game, he was there on the bench. That boy is good. He should have been given the opportunity. He must start introducing. What about Elijah? Elijah Moriba is a gem. He's a gem. And I can tell you, Elijah Moriba is going to make it difficult for Ricky Puig to be in the starting lineup. Ricky Puig is a very good player, but he also lacks judgment, and he's one-sided. You know, you can predict where Ricky Puig wants to go. Elijah, on the other hand, is a different player. A different player. He marks. You know, he's brave. He's strong. There's quite a lot in favor of Elijah. And then, yeah, that's the future. Elijah is a future. Pedri is a future. Araujo is a future. And I'm happy with what Roman Koeman did by making sure that he doesn't take PK to PSG, because we're not going to win that game. He made it a point that he left Araujo behind because we want a fit Araujo, because a fit Araujo will make a difference. So yeah, and then there is a rumor that we are intending to sell Sergio Roberto. I don't think we would have lost a lot. We can sell him, try to get some money from him and release the wage bill. And then there is a rumor that Bellerin wants to come. I rather have Bellerin. Bellerin is even younger than Sergio Roberto. And he's a right back, you know, and then the young man, what he called Dest, he should not, his defensive is very weak. He'd rather be up front, all right? So that's the understanding. PSG, I looked at it. Mbappe is a good player, but still, I don't think Mbappe is at Neymar's level. Neymar is far ahead, all right? But with Mbappe, the difference between Mbappe and Dembele, Mbappe, when it comes to the basics, he's fine. He can shoot well, he's got better judgment, he can control the ball, which is what Dembele is lacking. All right, and he's quick. Mbappe is so quick, you know, like a lightning, you know. But he still has a long way to go to be compared with the two boys. All right, and then yeah, maybe our question tonight. You have heard that Mr. Patrice has been now confirmed as the president of CAF. Do you think that he's going to be a very good president for CAF, or is going to be a disaster? It's yes or no. Is he going to be a very good president for CAF, or is he going to be a disaster? All what we want, we wish him to be a good president for CAF and Africa as a whole, so that we, you know, we want to continue to build Africa. So we wish that he does well. Tshepang?
Yes, Mr. Shabalala. You know, what you said about Kylian Mbappe, kind of like struck me a bit. You know, that boy has a lot in store, and his future is very bright, to be honest. But you should also remember one thing, that when Messi was his age and when Cristiano Ronaldo was his age, those two did a lot at that time. So people shouldn't compare him to them. It was good that even after the game, he did acknowledge Messi, and you know that it was an honor for him to play alongside against Messi, being in the same pitch as Lionel Messi. You know, he you know, giving Messi such respect, he also knows that you know, it might be over for Messi, but the boy has a long way to go. You know, it's really unfair when people start comparing, you know, when it comes to this new generation and to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. People must start checking the age differences and what the two did when your Kylian Mbappe's, when your Haaland's were at when Messi and Ronaldo was at their age, were on their age. You know, they did a lot. Those two did a lot at that time. So, and the two are actually competing amongst a lot of players. Mbappe is competing with a lot of players at his age, and Haaland is competing a lot against a lot of players also. So it's not just the two. There's so much competition right now that we can't just say just the two of them are actually on form. You understand? So they have a different type of competition compared to Messi and Ronaldo. Messi and Ronaldo were just competing amongst each other for the past 15 years plus, to be honest. We never really saw anyone matching up to that level. Yes, there were certain players, you know, coming into the party for maybe 1 or 2 years, but the consistency died. But the two have been consistent for the past 15 years. So that should say a lot for a lot of people. So my question is, and I always say this, will we see Mbappe and your Erling Haaland in the next 5 years? Will we still see the same consistency? So that's a question that everyone must start pointing to themselves, that we should start being realistic, that yes, we want We want them to become successful. We want their careers to become a success. We just hope that they become consistent the way that Messi and Ronaldo was. Not that we are comparing them, but when it comes to comparison and when the media is involved and when people and fans are starting to be involved, those are the things that they should start looking at. So even your Griezmanns, your Antoine Griezmanns, your Dembeles, you know, there's certain players that they can shine at their previous teams, like your Eden Hazard was star at Chelsea, but they when they come up big teams, when they enter a new teams, it feels like they don't fit in. And it's the same thing. Your Tinos are fitting in. Your Hazard, Antoine Griezmann, Dembele, they're actually struggling. They're not fitting in. But at the previous clubs, they are actually stars of the clubs, the teams. So it comes back to what we even said about Kamabila, that you're not necessarily a bad player. You're not a player. You're not a bad player. You're amongst the top 10 greatest players in the world. It's just that I feel like you are at a wrong team for me. I personally feel like they just at the wrong teams because the teams are not actually fitting style to the style of play. So if they would move on to a different team, if Antoine Griezmann would go back to Atletico Madrid, we'll probably see the Antoine Griezmann that we know. It's a given fact. So I think that's just the unfortunate part about football. This is football at the end of the day. You can't rule everywhere like other players. Certain players can rule everywhere, certain players can't. And there's one thing, Mr. Charles, before I wrap up. You're Kylian Mbappe and Ellen Haaland. We should check the leagues that they play in. Mbappe plays in the French league. The French league is not much competitive compared to your La Ligas and your Barclays Premier League. Same applies to the German league. It's not the same compared to the English league and to the Spanish league. So I personally think that if they would come into one of the two leagues, or maybe the Italian league, we'd probably see a different side of the style of game. But if they can maintain that standard, then that's when I could personally start reprimanding them and saying they are amongst the greats. They're amongst the greats because we should check the leagues that they play in. They are not very competitive, to be honest. They are very not competitive. So that's just some elements that we should check. But yes, they are proving themselves in the Champions League, which is good because they're playing with different kinds of teams. That's something that we should actually acknowledge and actually just congratulate the individuals. But yeah, that's just something that we should check. But the boys are doing good, they're doing well, so congratulations to the both of them.
You know what? I don't have anything against Mbappe. I think he's like you said, he's got a bright future. He's a great star. I mean, Mbappe has already won the World Cup, which Messi has never won. Mbappe has already won the Continental Cup with France. And then that for me, that shows that he has already broken Messi's record in the last 16. So there is future there, but he's not at Messi's level. Normally, when people bring Mbappe and so on, they just want to get at Messi. I've seen this before. Jomoson was just a great player. Jomoson was one of those players that I've ever loved. He was so great, and then he would be compared with everybody. He was compared with Kaiser Mtaung. He was compared with Asin Zweleng. He was compared with Teenage Lad. He was compared with the late Andres Panyaza Masebo. So those players, they are so great in such a way that you continue to compare them because they give you problem, they give you headache, And then you'll see when I give you the Messi special, the statistics of this guy. Just the last 10 years in the Champions League. Even in that game on Wednesday, he was man of the match. And Messi is not running. He's not running these days. He's not running, and you can see he's the director he's coaching, he's directing the guys, run there, But he was man of the match. if you can remember quite well in that game. So he was very decisive. Any ball that Messi holds and then go forward with it, it caused problems. It caused problems. It doesn't matter whether he's got the ball or what. Anything can happen. That's how great this guy is. So I don't understand when people continue to say. Let me just share with you the statistics of that game only. Can you see that?
Yes, yes, I can.
You know, that game, all right? He played the entire 90 minutes, all right? I don't know whether it's visible enough. Let me.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, he played 90 minutes. He scored a goal, and he could have scored two had he not missed the penalty. 125 touches, 4 key passes, 91 accurate passes. All right? 5 out of 7 successful dribbles. In other words, he could not do only 2 dribbles. All right? And then Jewels won 7 out of 13. You know, unfortunately, he missed 2 chances. You know, this guy is so great. He's so great. And then, like I said to you, you know, I was impressed. You know, I was impressed to see this guy, Joe Cole, pleading that, you know what, this guy cannot just leave having not seen him in England. Now, just look at those statistics. I don't know whether can you see that.
Yes, yes, I can see them.
Now, 2011, 2012 in Champions League. All right. Now, this argument of saying, hey, Messi must go to, what is this? La Liga, Italian League. What? It doesn't hold any water because he meet these people and mess them up. Look the goals that he scored against all the big teams. All right. Chelsea, 2011, 2012, he scored 14 goals. These are crazy numbers, all right? I want to see Mbappe will catch on this. And then Bayern Munich, 8 goals. It's Lionel Messi. And 12 and 13. Atletico Madrid, 13 and 14. This is only in Champions League, because when it comes to Atletico Madrid, he has scored many goals against them. 8 goals, all right? And then Campion, 2014, 2015, 10 goals. And then Atletico again, 2015, 2016, 6 goals. That's 6 or 8. I think it's 6 goals, okay? Juventus,
Yes.
2016, 2017, 11 goals. Roma, 27, 2018, 6 goals. Liverpool, because we are always being told our English team at Liverpool, they scored 12 goals against them. All right? Bayern Munich, 2019, 2020, 3 goals. PSG, 2020, 2021, 5 goals. This guy is a genius, you know? So that is why I'm doing the Messi special. I want to prove a point that Messi is far ahead of the rest. And as I was saying to you, Ronaldo has gone to Juventus, and then for the past 3 years, Juventus has never won the Champions League. All right, and he was brought for Champions League. So I hear people arguing and saying, and then Messi for the past 5 years, he was just playing with ordinary teams. This one is even worse, the team that he's playing with now. But that guy, he makes anything out of nothing, you know? And you see the respect that he commands among soccer players and soccer coaches. This guy is the only guy coaches are really scrambling for his shirt. You know what was even worse? I saw the guy was coaching Barcelona. He was in Spain. And then he coached also in Argentina. But they were crying. He said, I'm busy collecting Messi's shirt. All of them. You know, they are there in my museum. The guy is so great. He's so great. So I don't know what to say now about this guy. So, but every time when you have a show, I'll always give you the Messi special, so that you see how great this guy is. Well, I hope you go to England, maybe to satisfy the English people. And I can tell if you go to England, they will finally say, ah, no, Messi is great. And I can tell if you can go to England, you'll win 2 Ballon d'Ors, just like that, just to reward him for going to English football. If you ask me, let Messi remain in Spain. That's
Mr. Shabalala, with these statistics that we keep on seeing, during this special, people must start understanding one thing, that I think he doesn't need to go to England or need to play in France or whatever league, because his stats are actually unbelievable. He's just record breaking. It's proof that with the amount of games that he has played amongst these teams within England and Italy, he still outshines everyone who plays in that league, who plays in those leagues, game in, game out. So that's just something that people must understand, that there's nothing for him to prove, because he clearly has outshined everyone who is playing in those respective leagues individually. So for someone who's playing in their own league, but who is still managing to actually outshine other people and other teams, in their own leagues, and still holds the records. So that should tell you a lot, that there's nothing. It will just be a matter of him, yes, playing in England, just, I don't know, for just to please everyone, I guess. Maybe just for show, and just to buy face. But there's nothing for him.
It's not to please everyone, it's to please the English. They are the people who are having a problem with Messi, that he's not a star, but I'm used to this. If I was Messi's advisor, I would say I have a reference of Jomo Sono here in this country. People will not admit that Jomo is great, and now you find Jomo being compared with everybody. For me, that on its own, that shows how great you are. There's no one to compare with. And then I'm not saying Ronaldo is not a big player. Ronaldo is a big player, but Messi outshines him. He's 5 miles ahead. If you listen to Roy Hudson, this guy who commentates in America, born and bred in England, but now he stays in America. This guy said, I played with Pelé, I watched Maradona, and then I've never seen such a thing. This guy is so amazing. Messi is just unfortunate. He plays with the team that is not. I saw Maradona when he won the World Cup in 1986. I saw that World Cup. He was playing with stars, man. Those guys were stars, It's like Messi during the time of your Xavi, Iniesta, Ronaldinho, your Eto'o, and then he was playing stars. That team, that Barcelona, you could not stop it, man. So it's just a pity. Like now, look at Messi now. He's playing for ordinary players and youngsters, inexperienced. But man, the guy is so good. He's so good, man. It's not about dribbling or what. Everything that he does, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So you know what? If we talk about Messi, we'll talk the whole day. So I will say, we'll see. I hear people saying he's gonna leave. I can bet you Messi's not gonna leave. Messi's gonna stay in Spain, and when Messi lives in Spain, 2 destination I think will be likely for Messi: US and Argentina. But US could be the possibility. Argentina, I read one article. Messi was worried about the crime in Argentina. And he was saying, I'm worried about my kids growing up. Spain is so nice, it's peaceful. And then, but if I go to Argentina, my children will be exposed to a terrible situation. So I doubt he will finally go to, but I think he'll go to Old Boys, and then 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, just to satisfy them, because he promised that he'll go back. But likelihood he'll go to America. The reason why the wife has already echoed. Those are the people who decide in the house. Has already stated that they like going taste the life in the US. So those are even now, that is why I say Messi will never leave. The wife is happy at Barcelona. The children are happy at Barcelona. Messi as a player is happy with the team. He was just worried about the way things are being run. And I like the way he does things. He's so disciplined, he's so quiet, he's so mum. And I like the way Laporta does things. He doesn't rush, all right? But Messi knows that he's got Laporta's support. So Laporta is not rushing. Remember, Laporta has not been confirmed to be the president, all right? They still have to do their things there in Spain and then be confirmed that now you can start doing your things. So I like what Laporta does. And I can see Laporta is not making too much noise about Messi now because you want the players to focus on the games. And then come the end of the season, that's when you start now talking to the players. Tshepang, I think we're worried about the weather, but unfortunately, or fortunately for us, it was quite good. It was a very nice show. I really enjoyed. We need to congratulate Dr. Patrice Motsepe for him winning the CAF presidency. And then, yeah, we still have to talk about Amapaga Paga. Fraser, we want to hear next week. And then all the Buccaneers and the Kaiser Chiefs fans, I want you guys, let's talk about Kaiser Chiefs. It's a big one. This is a big one, all right? The two teams, Chiefs is struggling, and then the bad. This game, whether you're struggling or not, if you win the derby, you make it, all right? It's like in Spain, even if you have lost the trophies, but there is no excuse of losing the derby. The derby is a big one. So next week we'll be talking about that one. And I'm asking those Pirates fans and Chiefs fans, just subscribe and tell us that you want to be on the show. Then we'll hook up with you. Tshepang, your last words.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Shabalala. Yeah, next week I think it's going to be an interesting show. We hope that the viewers out there can actually comment and just request to be on the show. Would really love to have them, and just interact with the fans, both Pirates and Chiefs fans, so that it will really make an interesting show, and just to have an insight and other opinions from other people outside, and just engage with our viewers personally. So that would be very good. But nonetheless, congratulations again to Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And yes, it's going to be a very interesting one going ahead.
On the closing note, we need to pass our condolences to the king of the Zulus, King Zwelithini. He passed on, and then he was the king of the Zulus, and then he was a very powerful man. And but we just hope that we are not going to see bad things. I hope the succession has been planned very well, but those things do happen. He's still our king, so we still honor him. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you, Tshepang, and good morning.
Thank you very much.